Hello, inmates, and welcome to Twisted Chamber. I'm Natasha.
I'm Kat.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Hope everyone's had a good week this week.
Yeah, we've had a nice week this week.
This week. The weather's been beautiful.
Yes, and where did we go?
We went to Harry Potter World.
We did.
I just want to show everybody my lovely, my lovely butterbeer mug that we got because we tried butterbeer for the first time.
Yeah, I did not like it so much.
I enjoyed every single little mouthful of that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
The best.
But yeah, we had a good day. We did all the little attractions and took pictures everywhere.
Yeah, I did post a picture, I think, on Instagram of us in the dark arts lab. No, it wasn't potions.
Making potions with Mr. Snape. Oh, Snape. Yeah, big Harry Potter fans. We love Harry Potter.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Well, if you don't, get out of here.
No,
get out of here.
No joking. Come back. Come back. But yeah, if you haven't seen the photo, it's on our Instagram page, which is Twisted Chamber. And we will be posting pictures from the episodes on there, little updates. You'll kind of get to see little snippets of our normal, semi-normal, just twisted lives.
Yeah. I guess we have twisted lives. I don't know.
With the stuff that we read about on a daily basis.
Yeah, I've done so much research in the last couple of weeks. The things I look at.
Yeah.
If anyone looked at my browsing history, I think I'd get in trouble.
They would. They'd either think I wanted to be a chef or a serial killer. Yeah. There would be or maybe a paranormal investigator.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there'd be those three listings in there. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people maybe even have their own little browser histories that look like that.
Wow.
Or worse. Looking at our stuff.
Or worse.
Or worse. Oh my God, so much worse.
But anyways, that's a story for another day.
That's another story.
Oh, that dark web.
Yeah, the dark web. Or
we'll
even
do something like
weird things that people Google. I bet there's like a whole list of horrible things.
Wow.
How to get rid of a dead body.
I think that's one of the biggest searches.
Is it? I hope not. I hope not. And I hope anyone that searches how to get rid of a dead body gets a police phone call, right?
Yeah, I know. I know you're looking at us, government.
You're spying. Yeah.
So what story do we have today?
So I have an unexplained story, kind of unexplained, completely unsolved, and very weird circumstances, because I love all things that are unexplained and have no real ending.
Oh, okay.
Stresses me out.
Okay.
So I found this one and I've been obsessed with it for like the whole time I've been researching it, to the point of being like, could this happen? Could it happen?
What, in real life? Is it a real life story?
It's a real life story. Yeah,
oh.
It's a real life story. Very weird. So I shall begin. The story of the Bleeding Walls, 114 Fountain Drive, Atlanta. I know the exact address. We need to go to this house. Anyway, so Minnie Winston was 77 years old and lived with her husband, William, who was 79 years old. On the evening of September the 8th, 1987, Minnie was enjoying a well-earned rest after looking after her husband all day. But as always, her mind couldn't switch off, even while she was in the bath. So, stepping out the bath, she stepped onto a puddle of wetness on the floor. Thinking it could have been water, she stepped out again, but noticing now that it was actually dark red, and then realizing that it was blood.
Make it stop. Could you imagine?
Just imagine, like, first off, the initial fear.
But
there's blood on the floor.
How uncomfortable is it, right? To walk on the floor and step in a puddle that you don't know what it is.
That's
with your feet, right? There's nothing worse. And with the sock on? No.
Which I did earlier, but I did know that it was water.
Yeah.
But it's gross. Yes. So she rushed out of the bathroom to try and find her husband, worrying that something could have been up with him, to find him asleep in their bedroom. He was absolutely fine. So that both of them started to search around the house, looking for where the blood could have come from. And at this point, the blood wasn't only in the bathroom. It was in the hallway. It was coming down the walls. It was going down the stairs. It was in one of the spare bedrooms. It was in the living room. It was in the kitchen. It was in the entire
And when you say in the entire house,
yes,
in what amount and quantity?
So
quantity?
It was described as dripping and as like small puddles of blood. At some point, she'd said that it was she'd said that it was kind of oozing. Some areas were a bit like a shower, like a spurting out. So it was definitely not a little drip, because I know sometimes when you have piping and pipe gets rusty and something leaks, you can actually get like the rusted kind of iron looking, almost red, not quite as red as blood, but that can come through the walls, which I think that is also known as, I'm not 100% sure, I should have Googled this, but I think that's also known as bleeding walls. I think it's a thing that plumbers and people like that deal with in old houses. But anyway, they searched everywhere. They couldn't find anything. They searched for dead animals. They searched for other people in the house. You know, was there some creepy guy that got into the house during the evening at some point and maybe had cut himself, but on the wall? But then when I was reading that, I was like, there'd have to be quite a lot of creepy guys to have been in the walls for the amount of blood that was everywhere. So the only option they had, and that was to call for the police. So they called the police. An ambulance came. The ambulance crew came in. They checked over both the husband and wife, making sure that they didn't have any injuries. William is on dialysis, so they also checked the dialysis machine to make sure that that hadn't leaked any blood. He was a sick man. And when they found nothing, the paramedics cleared them of all injuries, cleared them of any cuts and stuff. And the police arrived with a lady called Brenda Dipple. She was a lab tech, and her job was to collect samples of this red liquid to take it to the lab to find out what it could be. The police questioned both the husband and wife. You know, were you at home all by yourself tonight? Were there any visitors in the house? Did you have any weird knocks on the door? Were there any strange bangs and things like that? And everything that they said came about, and it was true. There was no evidence of any foul play in that house whatsoever. So with no leads and no bodies and nothing to basically search or look for, because the house was completely clean of any foul play or anything like that, the police had no idea how to help this couple. So we're gonna now swing back to the lab tech, Brenda. So Brenda, while taking the blood samples, found the house very creepy. She was a bit creeped out by the whole situation and couldn't wait to get out of the house. And she took the red substance to the lab and tested it. And the results came back to show that it was human blood. And it was type O.
Did they do a DNA test?
Of the blood.
Of the blood?
Blood. I think they did. Well, this was back in, what year was it again? This was back in 1987. So I'm not sure
okay. Never mind.
So I'm not sure how well that would have been done. They both tested Minnie's blood, and her husband's blood was already on record because he was sick. They were both type A. So completely different blood to what was going on in the rest of the house. The police, after this came back, had no other leads. There was no bodies to be found. There was nothing to be found. And so they dropped the investigation with no evidence of an actual crime being committed. So where did the blood come from? The Winsons had lived in that house for 22 years, and this was the first time that anything on record had been recorded to have been weird. Now, was this of supernatural origin? Was this a haunting?
Was it?
Some people believe that this blood in this house had come from the previous owner of the house, Albert Thompson, who had been in a car accident and was sent home with eternal bleeding and died later in that house. But the night of the bleeding walls was the night of his initial accident, and nobody was charged for said accident. So whoever hit him got away with the crime completely. So they think that on the anniversary of his accident, that the bleeding walls are his way of coming forward of his injustice. There's also a lot of rumours going around saying that that Fountain Drive was a hub of supernatural activity and occurrences. In recent times, you've had paranormal people going in there doing investigations, you've had media coverage, you've had questions, people asking, and so far, not much evidence has come out saying what's happened. And actually, Minnie, in the end, she stopped saying that there was blood on her walls because she was fed up with having to not only justify it each time, because she didn't know what happened. She had no idea. She's got out of the bath, stepped in all this blood and has no idea where it's come from. So in the end, she changed her story slightly when reporters came to ask her questions, because I think she was getting fed up with everything. The lab tech was then interviewed again, and the lab tech said that the house is extremely creepy, and it's creepy from the front. Like when you see the house, you get a bad feel about the house. I have pictures of the house. I will post those when this video goes out later on today. And she'd always heard rumors about the house being a bit of a creepy, supernatural kind of hubby house. The case to this day has never been solved. They've never found out what happened. It's been there's still no explanation as to the bleeding walls. What caused it? Was it supernatural? Was it two elderly people trying to play a hoax? What was it? What happened that night of the bleeding walls case?
What the hell? Could you imagine that happening in your house, right? You're just taking a bath, trying to relax after a really hard day, and you step in blood, and then it's through your entire house.
Yeah. And the fact that it's human blood, like it went to a lab. This woman went round the house and collected different samples.
I want to know how much blood, evidence-wise, did they see?
Wow, I just literally the only descriptions were of Winnie's when she was saying that it was Minnie's. Did I say her name was Winnie or Minnie? Sorry, Minnie. That it was spraying out of some areas, that there were puddles. Now, I in my head, I'm not thinking like slasher movie scene where there's just blood all over the walls. I'm thinking, it's seeping maybe through the cracks. Maybe there's a few little drips on the walls. Maybe on the floors, there's maybe puddles the size of your hand. Maybe if it is a ghost simulating their internal bleeding, then as he's running, could it have been like little drops, little driplets? I don't really know.
No.
It was only her description of being puddles, drips, sprays, but not just a little bit of blood, like quite a lot of blood. And it was everywhere. It wasn't just in one. So again, if there was just a little bit of blood, would you notice it in your room? Not really. Maybe it was quite a lot.
Or maybe someone came home and murdered someone in their house.
Well, the house was searched. There was no dead bodies found. Attic, basement, everything was searched.
That doesn't mean that the body would have to stay there.
No, but then how many bodies would there have to be for there to be that much blood? For it to be coming on the floors downstairs. So you're talking, you need maybe a body in the attic. You would need several bodies in the walls. You would need a body in the basement. But of course, in American houses, the basement is a fair distance from the bottom of your household floor. So you wouldn't be able to,
Oh my God.
Yeah, there is one theory, because she has some children, and apparently they don't have a very good relationship. And somebody said that the daughter must have come in and covered and had, because she was a nurse in a blood bank, so she borrowed the blood and sprayed it all over the walls to try and make her mum and dad look crazy so that they could go in a home and that she could have the house. But that was never proven. That was a fact that was never proven.
Well, I can kind of see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me, because it's only happened once. Here's my problem.
But then you have to think that if the mum was in the bath and she was in, you would see if somebody was coming in the bathroom, blood on your bathroom floor. You would hear somebody.
What a crazy case.
I know, right?
Think about calling the cops for that. Excuse me. Excuse me, officer.
So,
I think I found a lot of blood in my house. Don't know how it's gotten here.
yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they searched everywhere, like literally everywhere, and there was nothing.
Crazy.
So crazy. So nuts.
I love that. I love that case. That was a good one.
It's a nice little story there.
That's a nice little thinker.
Yeah, and it did, like, I went to bed in the evenings and I was just like, how is that, like, if it is a ghost, to me it sounds like it could be an echo, like a spiritual, like, echo.
Does the house still exist?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Is it haunted?
Well, I'm not sure who's living in there. From the pictures, I wouldn't have said I don't know if anyone's actually living in that house. But I know that paranormal investigators have been in and have searched the house, and I don't believe that they had any results back. I did watch a couple of videos, but I didn't see anything to me that was. Yeah, some of the paranormal videos that you watch, sometimes ghost hunts, you know, your mates down the hallway shuffling on the.
I know. Sometimes it's a bit ridiculous.
It's a little bit, and you know what, they're out there doing their thing and fine, but you know what, if I was doing a ghost search, you just wouldn't have your mate down the hallway shuffling his feet loud and then being like, "Is anybody there?" Like,
I know.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Sorry, I fell over a rock.
Right, all right. It is annoying.
It is annoying.
And sometimes they get so much evidence that I'm just laughing by the end.
There's a lot. There is a lot.
Look at how much evidence I have. Or they have evidence, but you can never hear it. You can never hear it.
Or it's when they pause on a picture. Can you see it?
You know,
no.
I don't think there's a lot of times there's been evidence. I believe that there's some evidence of paranormal activity, but I don't think that happens all of the time.
I don't think it happens all the time because no. Sorry.
Well, this has been a good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed it too. Please, if you have any questions, any theories, if you have any views, please email us at twistedchamber@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
If you have anything please, I'm still asking for stories. I need some scary stories for Kat.
Try to scare me.
Some kind of something. Please.
That's a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot.
I try, but I need some help.
Yeah.
So help would be much appreciated. Please subscribe and hit the like button as well on the video, because we are a new podcast and we really appreciate the fans that we have. We have a few already, so thank you guys who are already following us, but we want to get this number up. So please hit subscribe. But
let's talk about crazy stuff all the time.
Twisted.
Come on, let us do it.
We want to
do it.
Perfect. Well, we will let you go, but next time you might not be so lucky.
Right.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.